Hi everybody, I'm Marian Reed, your facilitator for this MOOC course called Developing Your Research Project. I hope that you remember that you were encouraged to start an ePortfolio. Think of your ePortfolio as the new type of 3-ring binder. In it you can keep your project drafts, notes on your resource materials, and most importantly, your weekly reflections on how your research project is developing. To help you get started, I'm going to show you an example of an ePortfolio which I have just started for my own documents and reflections in Mahara. I will show you 3 spaces within Mahara that I have added content to. Before I got started, I watched a few tutorials and I read the guide a bit, and then I just launched in and started to add my own content. For how to set up your own ePortfolio and to understand its purpose, I suggest that you follow some useful tutorials. Basic tutorials on Mahara can be found within its website, as well as a very useful guide. You might also wish to review some general tutorials developed by Helen Barrett, an education specialist who helps teachers to develop ePortfolios for themselves and for their students. The main functions and pages within Mahara that I will show you are the ones where you will upload files, where you will write your reflections in your e-journal, and where you can share your work with your peers in the portfolio page. I will show you an example of a workspace, but you can also use the portfolio as a showcase. You can do a lot more with ePortfolios, but I'm showing you these functions to get you started. You will see the SUNY Empire State College logo on my ePortfolio. Don't worry about this. This is Mahara with the same functionalities that you will find in the open source version. I am a student at Empire State College, so I am using their version of Mahara for my coursework. Okay, let's start with uploading files. First, you have to navigate to the right page by clicking on the Content and Files. In this screen, you can upload files from your computer, for example, a Word document. You can also upload many other types of files, not only from your computer, but also from the internet. In this view, you can organize files according to folders and give a short description of their contents for a quick reference. When adding the file description, you can also add tags so that later you can find and sort your documents according to your tags. Excellence in any line of work requires an iterative process of reflection and self-assessment against clear criteria and high standards. While others' comments and criticism can be valuable in this process, one's own skill in monitoring and managing self-improvement is most important to raising excellence. This is a quote from Wolf. Regularly writing reflections about your learning is therefore a very important way to monitor your progress and manage self-improvements. Here is an example of a set of prompts that I have used to complete my weekly reflective journal. I have tried to think about my thinking as I complete coursework. I have found the ePortfolio to be a convenient place to record this thinking. Over the weeks, I have used these and other prompts to record my thoughts, and I have finished by selecting relevant tags. At some point, either as a way of compiling your work to show the process of your learning, what Helen Barrett refers to as workspace, or perhaps to showcase your best work, you will develop portfolio pages, which you can then share with peers, work colleagues, or even prospective employers. Depending on your purpose, your portfolio has the potential to become documentation of learning, or documentation of achievement, or both. I am very new at this, so I have organized a thematic portfolio page as documentation of learning that brings together a description of the learning environments I am developing, my journal entries, which appear automatically from the most recent, and a list of some useful files or artifacts that I have developed as I have proceeded. Once I finish this video, it too will be linked to my portfolio. I have shown you my very first attempts to develop an e-portfolio using Mahara. I have shown you how I have uploaded documents and labeled them with short descriptions and tags. I have also shown you some of my reflective journal entries where I captured on a weekly basis my thinking about my learning. And I have shown you my journal page where I have collated the documentation of my learning about a particular topic as a workspace for sharing with others. I hope that I've encouraged you to get started with your own e-portfolio. Here are two websites where you will find tutorials and other guidance that I suggest you start with in order to develop your own e-portfolio. Here is a list of references that I have used to prepare this video. Thanks so much for sharing with me an example of a beginner's e-portfolio. Please feel free to put your questions or comments in the comment space below. Bye!